Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's 7:15 a.m., October 28th. Prices of Bitcoin have come down overnight from a high of $13,850 down to about, well, 13.5, I guess. So let's check out what's going on in the markets, right? We had a bit of a pullback. We have to see exactly what this is trying to indicate and show to us. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is we're going to look at the market from a different perspective of alts versus BTC. And for that, we have to utilize the metric of Bitcoin dominance because Bitcoin dominance helps us understand in context exactly what could be happening with altcoins or what should be, for the coming days, and what exactly Bitcoin price action is saying about altcoins. So first, we have to understand exactly what's going on in BTC. So let's take it from the 4-hour perspective. I think it's pretty clear that Bitcoin has established a nice bullish trend. Every sharp pullback that we get, again, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be a top. I know things look overextended, but that's just how Bitcoin is. It is a complete beast when it comes to being in bullish secular markets. It really just surprises people at how high it can go. And so if it's going, moving up nicely, consolidating, pushing up, consolidating, pushing up, well, we have to assume that it's going to hit some key levels that have been left behind from 2019. And I've stated pretty clearly there's two big key levels that we need to pay attention to: 13,272 and then $13,920. If we look at both these levels, 272 and 920 right there, they come back from the 2019 highs, as you can see right there. The 920 level right here has yet to be hit. Okay, I know we came pretty close to it, and it's possible that maybe that was it. We're not going to hit that level exactly, but I think let's just give it a couple more days. We have 3 more days left in the end of the month. Personally, I think we can ping that level and quite possibly exceed it just a little bit, maybe 14,100, 14,200, something like that. I'm still banking on it. I've still got some of my position to sell up there. But that's what I'm thinking so far. Now, the other reason why the extent of my near-term analysis only gets to 14,000 is due to a few reasons I've explained. Number one, so let's put this on a daily time frame now. Okay, so I have this big parallel channel right here. Okay, this channel is showing me that there's some nice touches at the bottom of the channel, some touches at the top, again, bottom, and now we're coming to the top, right? Not only are we coming to the top in the next couple of days, but you can see we're coming to that top right near that 14,000 area that I just spoke about. So if we hit the top of the channel, we satisfy that touch, and we satisfy the touch from that June 2019 high. Beyond that, we have this indicator that we utilize in the community, which is the RSI divergence-based indicator. Okay, so for now, we are getting into that overbought territory. Now, in my experience, BTC generally does get overbought, but then it starts flashing these bearish divergence signals, and yet it keeps going up a little bit more. So what I'm looking at is, okay, now I'm spotting this red B, which is the bearish divergence signal. I'm expecting maybe another pop towards this 13,900, 14,000 area, and then maybe we start rolling over. So then we have an extended bearish divergence. We have an RSI that will be shooting the overbought signal quite heavily, and that's what I'm looking at as a potential top. So that's purely about BTC, okay? Now we move on to altcoins. So as the price of BTC has gone up, so has the dominance, right? We've seen the dominance kind of push up very nicely. Now this purple line right here that you see, this is the 200 moving average on the Bitcoin dominance. You could see, even the Bitcoin dominance, one could make the argument that, okay, this is the bearish divergence of dominance printing because, you have this high, which is the RSI high. And you have a higher high right here in dominance, yet still, a lower high in RSI, okay? I'm not really sure if dominance could work with divergence, but I'm just looking at it, just straight up, okay? So what we're looking for dominance to do is if it starts rolling over, okay, and BTC price starts pulling back a little bit, well, I'm hoping that at some point we get a rotation into alts. The alts that I've been paying attention to, I've told y'all multiple times. You should be looking at Ethereum and Litecoin and Link and Bcash and things like DOT and Theta. These are the ones that I generally look at, okay? Why do I look at them? Because it helps me get an understanding of where altcoin position is in respect to, or rather with respect to, Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin keeps pulling back sharply and altcoins keep dumping, yet when Bitcoin, pushes up and altcoins are not moving up, there might be something wrong. Meaning the thesis of what I spoke about last week, which was I was expecting a catch up or a reflation trade in altcoins, that thesis might be wrong. Because if Bitcoin keeps dumping and altcoins keep dumping and altcoins never really keep pushing up, then there's something that we're doing wrong in the market, and the market itself is at least proving us wrong. So I think at present moment, I'm looking at the market thinking, okay, so far, not the greatest look for altcoins. But altcoins have also not broken down. Now it's possible maybe today itself with this red candle that we're seeing, who knows, we might actually, really break down, okay? But the way I'm looking at this is, okay, ETH is retesting the top of the triangle. It's retesting this pivot. No breakdown yet per se, right? It doesn't look good, that's for sure. But I'm looking for a potential base being created here, hopefully. If it's not, and let's just say ETH starts dipping below the pivot, and let's just say Link starts doing somewhat of the same thing, like right here. Okay, the other thing that I'm paying attention to is BNB, right? Same thing. You can see BNB pulling back a little bit. So the point is that all these positions, okay, are almost very similarly structured. So as you can see, as BTC is getting sold right now, okay, so you can see Bitcoin is dropping quite heavily. I'm expecting the same for altcoins because altcoins are not showing any semblance of strength, at least not yet. So what we're waiting for is maybe this quick sell-off of BTC could be the rotation that we need in altcoins, meaning it's possible that now the altcoins catch a bid going into tomorrow or the rest of this week or something, or maybe it's not. It's also possible that it doesn't need to do that, okay? But these are the ways I'm looking at the market, right? Looking at ETH and Link and even something like Theta, it's definitely a little bit more concerning because Theta is actually already bleeding through its respective pivot right now. Now, ETH and Link and BNB are a little bit further away. Not only is it bleeding through the pivot, but it's also breaking past this multi-month trend line right here. And the reason I like to look at Theta is because it is, in my opinion, a smaller market cap and a higher risk asset than, say, things like BNB or ETH or Link. And so if Theta is showing multiple signs of weakness, then I'm concerned, which, I'm definitely concerned right now, but it hasn't made me get out of my altcoin long positions. And I have quite a few. So I'm looking at the market and hoping to see maybe some, mean reversion, right? Mean reversion back into alts. some volume coming into alts, Bitcoin calming down a little bit. Okay, so that's kind of where I am right now. If we're looking in the market for BTC, if it doesn't hold a support level, I'm probably expecting maybe a quick spike down towards this weekly open, which is 13,000 flat. That's only like 300 some dollars away. But that would be the level to hold too. And even from a pivot perspective, we have a pivot way the hell down here, around 12,600. So though we see this bleeding happening, what we really want to see is, okay, which of these levels hold? Does Bitcoin maybe just come back into the range? Remember, this was really the range, right? This was the range. Okay, so if Bitcoin comes back inside this range, it's not the worst thing in the world. Then that just means that this is a deviation. We came back inside, this range right here. And now we need to see, okay, if we come back inside the range, first of all, that's definitely not a good sign. But it's not a sign that definitively says we have to go down, much further or anything. It just means that, okay, something failed to hold up here. There's a good amount of supply selling in that area, which is that rounded top that you see. And now it's possible that we see price come back inside the range right here. And if so, does this area hold? Like, does this general area where these lows were created, does that area hold? Because if it holds, then, from here, we could go back up, maybe beginning of November or something like that. We can't just keep going up in a straight line, right? We've gone up so much so fast that it's okay if we just chop around for a couple of days. And guess what? If we chop around for a couple of days and, this kind of movement right here, we come back inside the range, well, it's possible that altcoins get a bit of a breather. Maybe altcoins get a decent push back up, right? Because sometimes it takes Bitcoin to sell off a decent amount and then grind sideways for altcoins to build some momentum. And maybe this is what the altcoins need, this bit of a sell-off and then, a push back up in altcoins. We'll see how that goes because so far altcoins are not doing crap compared to BTC. So now it's all about looking at the dominance, seeing how that's going to come down, looking at BTC, maybe chopping around sideways, and then altcoins hopefully or maybe picking up that steam. The ES, again, overnight sold off a decent amount too. So this is also a bit concerning because ES selling off, BTC selling off, risk assets like that selling off. I think maybe the market is, taking some profit or either looking for some positive news in terms of stimulus. I don't know. The market's trying to sniff out something, right? Clearly, the market ain't happy at present moment. So we'll see what it takes for the market to be happy, right? That's pretty much it. Just wanted to keep an analysis, the Bitcoin and altcoin analysis short and sweet. Hit the thumbs up, folks. Go to our products page right here, the Alpha Trades. You could buy the technical analysis course for $20. Okay, and with $20, you get 7 free days in our community, our Advantage community. Just shoot me a message right up here with the proof of purchase, and I will give you 7 days free in the Advantage side with the purchase of the course. I think the course right now is only like $11 or something. No, shoot, that was like yesterday. But yeah, make sure y'all go sign up. $20 will get you 7 free days. That's it. Cheers, take care, and I hope this analysis was helpful. All right, hit the thumbs up.